Welcome to the May 9th, 2022, 7 p.m. open session meeting of the Ayer Planning Board. First item on our agenda is to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Seconded.
Thank you, Julie.
I'm Julie.
I almost said, my nieces were in town over the weekend. Julia and Juliet. It's kind
That's
of
fair.
confusing.
It's fair.
Any discussion on the agenda? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have no covenants or bond releases this evening, so we're going to continue the public hearing for the site plan review of 0 Littleton Road. Elizabeth Hamilton. Good evening, Ms. Hamilton. Please join us at the table. Jonathan, I think we need a motion to continue.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion. We continue the public hearing for the mobile food operation. Do I have to identify any firm for Elizabeth, as applied to by Elizabeth Hamilton?
Seconded.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Great. Mark,
Okay.
jump in.
I believe at the last meeting, we were waiting to make sure that, all the abutters were notified before we actually proceeded through the site plan review sections. So I believe, we're probably ready to act on the plan. So there are several waivers that identified, sorry, I have an ear infection, which is not contagious, but it's
No.
making me all clogged up.
Until your
I have-
second year is
I
in
have
trouble.
trouble, I know, I have trouble talking and hearing, but if you look on page 5 of my staff
so
report,
sorry.
which is at the top here, there are 4 main categories of waivers.
Mm-hmm.
The first would be a stormwater report. Second would be landscaping plan.
Mm-hmm.
Third would be the full traffic study, or traffic study. And the fourth would be outdoor lighting photometric plan. These are obviously issues that we would normally see in a normal site plan with a new building,
Mm-hmm.
or a building that's undergoing renovation with new parking and that sort of thing. But for this sort of operation, I believe that they warrant a waiver.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, then I think the planning board could be ready to discuss the findings, and I drafted some special conditions, which I can go over once we make the waiver
Okay.
motions.
Do you need
Right.
separate motions for each waiver?
I think you could probably do them all in one. But
Have we determined that the abutters were notified?
Well, let's get there. Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
that's-
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ken. So we've got a couple things we have to clear up tonight. I think many of us asked all the questions we wanted to ask. The proponent was very generous with their time, brought the Grateful Dog trailer over. We got a chance to see how it's all going to be set up. We all got a chance to kind of kick in our ideas and talk about it, so that's really great. We had a couple of outstanding issues, which I'm going to turn to Mr. Diskin to, if you want. The last question we had at the site walk was that due to the difficulty of getting a hold of the people at the condominium association, you were finally able to get a hold of them and make them aware that the meeting was actually now
Yep.
because of the strange date delay. Okay, great. So you did get a letter to the condo association?
Yep.
We got a return receipt?
She
Fantastic.
sent it,
Good.
and then I got the green thing back, so
Okay.
the numbers match. Yeah, so we're good.
Let me ask a question. Is anybody here from the, what was the name of that condo? That was that Neshoba
Mm-hmm.
Brook? No.
Neshoba Village.
Neshoba Village. Is anybody here from Neshoba Village about the mobile food establishment application? I don't think we have anybody in the room.
Not a card.
I think that satisfies.
Let's be clear,
Go
they
ahead.
could be here for this establishment, not just that apartment.
But this is true.
complex.
Is anybody here for the continuation of the hearing for the mobile food
Really, it's a
establishment?
technicality, but they could have arrived tonight.
The same number of hands went up,
Dan,
and the same blank looks from the crowd. Okay, great.
gotta keep it entertaining. Okay.
So, I believe that satisfies the request of the board. Any questions about that or discussion? Okay, great. Back to you, Mark.
Right.
So, yes, I can make a-
Yeah, I think we're ready for a motion on the 4 waiver categories that I've identified, if the planning board is agreeable to those, first being stormwater report, landscaping plan, traffic study, and outdoor lighting.
Okay.
So I'm going to make it formal. I'd like to make a motion that we waive the following 4 items for Elizabeth Hamilton's food truck application, including the stormwater report per the Ayer Stormwater Bylaw and Regulations, landscaping plan per section 9.1.6 and 9.2 Air Zoning Bylaw, the full traffic study, and finally the outdoor lighting photometric plan from the Air Zoning Board, right?
Yes.
Zoning bylaw.
Zoning bylaw.
Zoning bylaw, sorry, section 9.3, Plan C. Thank you so much for that.
Do we have a second?
Seconded.
Thank you, Julie. Moved and seconded. Any discussion on granting these 4 waivers?
Yeah, just technicality, do we have to vote on them one at a time, or are you gonna?
I think we could do it as a group. I think the waivers could be a group, unless you disagree with one and want to separate it out.
Let's live dangerously.
Okay.
Okay? So it's been moved and seconded. No further discussion. All in favor of granting the 4 waivers?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Thank you. That was unanimous. Okay, great. Next, I believe, Mark, you have some
Yep.
conditions.
Right. So first would be the findings, which have to do
I'm sorry, thank
with the criteria for site plan approval. On page 6 of my staff report, under the heading of section 2 recommendations, I recommend that the planning board finds that the site plan application for the mobile food establishment proposed by Elizabeth Hamilton at 0 Littleton Road, Jarvis Woodlot, meets Ayer's criteria for site plan approval as described in section 3.54 of the Ayer zoning bylaw as follows. And what I did in my staff report is just reproduce that section, again, most of which has to do with, building type of site plans.
Right.
But, I think it's good practice for the board to make findings for any decision that it makes.
Okay.
So,
And we're going to discover some of these items, they're very technical, will have no bearing at all on what you're doing
Okay.
in your operation.
yeah.
So-
yeah.
Isn't it great? You're not going to say anything and it's all going to... Okay.
That works out well for me.
So I'd like
yeah.
to make a motion.
Finding, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that the board finds that the site plan application for the mobile food establishment proposed by Elizabeth Hamilton, 0 Littleton Road, meets Ayer's criterion for site plan approval as described in section 354 of the Ayer zoning bylaw.
Thank you. Do we have a second, please?
Seconded.
Thank you, Julie. Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, I guess somewhere along the line, we're gonna get to the fact that, or ask the question that the Board of Health has approved this or not.
Yeah, that's.
The next step after
that's
this,
the
if
next
you don't
step
mind.
after that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're kind of taking care of the details that don't actually impact it, but we have to take care of in the zoning bylaw,
Yep.
as I understand it. And my understanding could be wrong, but, so any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. That's unanimous also.
Okay, and the last set of items that I'd like to go over, and this probably will elicit some discussion because it's proposed special conditions. And condition 1 is sort of, whoops,
Sorry, Mark.
good thing the cover was on. Presuming that the Neshoba Associated Board of Health issued the permit, which
Yeah,
I
she
believe they
approved
have.
it and it's on the
Okay.
way.
I have not received a copy of that, even though I emailed Bridget about that, but she's probably going to get it to me. But,
Okay.
So you're all done with the permit
Yeah,
process? With
yeah.
you? Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a huge relief, yeah.
Yeah, that was stressful last time you were here too. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And yeah.
So I'll read these because, I don't think anybody has seen them until they got the report, and we may have some discussion about the hours of operation and the dates of operation. So proposed condition 1, mobile food operation, food truck must receive all necessary approvals and permits from the Neshoba Associated Boards of Health and the Town of Ayer, just in case there are other ones, before commencing operations. Any conditions placed on the operation by the Neshoba Associated Board of Health or the Town of Ayer are hereby also considered conditions of the site plan approval. And that's similar to what we do when the Conservation Commission is also reviewing something for us. We cite their approval. So that's all that one is doing. Number 2, the mobile food operation must be located on the lot so as to meet all required front, side, and rear setbacks in the district. And that side district line that we were discussing in the field, I believe is 25 feet and 30 feet from the front yard.
Wait a minute. So in, general business, it's 25 feet side setback?
25 feet front setback.
Oh, front setback, what's the side?
Oh, wait, no, excuse
You
me.
said
30,
side. I think it's
yeah.
like 10 feet.
Front yard is 30 feet from the road, side yard is 25 feet.
General business is 25 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
all right.
That pushes that truck in quite a ways from where we were looking at the field.
Well, we discussed that because that lot it's all in one ownership. We could have,
During the sidewalk?
Okay, I know what he said.
Yeah.
But
right.
if we conditioned it at 25 feet, that's a different story.
Well, then we could amend that one.
Well, you're not listing, you're just saying it meets the requirements of the district, you're not spelling them out.
If you want to amend the side setback, we could do that.
It doesn't.
It doesn't say it in there, it just says required.
I mean, not amend the setback, but amend the reference to the
But even at 10
setback.
feet.
Because I think it's the front setback that is more critical here, the setback from Littleton Road itself.
I think in general residence 10.
It's right.
Okay. Number 3, mobile food operation can only be operated between April 15th and October 31st, and I have an asterisk there for discussion, in a given calendar year or with such time limitations as otherwise specified by the Neshoba Associated Board of Health. Did they put limits on the dates?
No,
No?
nothing at
No?
all.
All right. Number 4, mobile food operation can only be operated during daylight hours between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. or is otherwise specified in the approval by the NABO. 5, no outdoor lighting or outdoor signage is permitted except for an open flag and any public safety signs such as may be needed to direct traffic to a safe parking location on the site. And we talked about that at the site visit, that we want people to pull off quickly and park. So we might need a little sign about that. Number 6, planning board shall conduct a compliant site inspection after the mobile food operation has been in business for 1 month to ascertain that operations are being conducted in accordance with these conditions of approval and to assess any safety issues that may have arisen. This meeting shall be at a date and time agreed to between the planning board and operator. And I left number 7 blank in case there's something I haven't thought about that, you did.
So,
Thank you.
if I may,
Yes.
Yes, please.
number 3 about the operations of April 15th and October 31st,
Yes.
is there any reason why we need to apply that condition rather than it being at the discretion of the owner?
Well, yeah, that's a question. I think in your application letter, you
It's just something I
mentioned-
said
You
that was
mentioned
seasonal,
April
yeah.
through October, so I'm
Yeah.
just sort of copying what you wrote down.
So, I'm not sure, I don't, go ahead.
Yeah.
So is this something for discussion that we want to discuss, or just leave it? What do you,
I
Elizabeth?
mean, leave it open to
Well, I
more
just,
dates if,
yeah, I mean, I just, suppose you find out it goes gangbusters, and
Or-
there's
or
demand,
less.
yeah,
or
and I can get
less.
heat in there.
And I want a Thanksgiving hot dog and.
I mean, you're right.
It's
I
true,
mean,
it's a good
Agrees
point.
that.
Well,
I mean,
I mean, suppose I
So-
get an opportunity
so-
to go through the first week in November, would that be really, you
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
Or earlier,
I'm
or,
going to make a recommendation.
yeah.
Okay, we are in May, October is coming. We would probably be open to amending it later,
Okay.
allowing it to stay open later.
That's fine.
One of the things we're going to talk about, and this doesn't impact you directly this year, is we need to come up with a set of regulations around mobile food establishments. Okay? That sync us up better align us better with the Board of Health and other things in the town. And so you're not going to be a part of that this year.
Okay,
Congratulations. So I think that's what Jonathan's thinking about also, is there will be other ways to look at this.
okay,
But I believe in talking, in just my preliminary conversations with the Board of Health, it is not uncommon to have dates around this.
Okay.
Because of an enforcement issue and things like that. And food safety, stuff like that. It's hard to keep things hot in an uninsulated vehicle when temperatures outside are cold.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay?
I'd like to follow up on what
Yeah.
Jonathan's saying, which is, I don't want to belabor this. I want you to get out and sell hot dogs, so I'll be brief. But are we a business regulator?
Yeah,
We're a
exactly.
planning board and a property regulator.
Mhm.
So
Amen.
I don't think that we, my understanding is we don't set the times of businesses.
We typically do.
Yes, we do.
That's what site plan does.
We typically do that, yeah.
We
You
do
can
time.
set
we do-
hours of, you can set hours of operation, so
Yeah.
like if someone wants to do 24 hours, it'd be written in your conditions, if someone wants to do early mornings or late nights, it's written in the
Okay.
conditions
Yes.
for site plan.
Okay.
It's part of
We
the
also
site
do,
plan.
we also do signage and lighting and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's part of it.
Signage,
It's a-
yeah.
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 And so,
Yeah.
any other questions about the dates?
I'm with them, it seems a little odd, but
It's not an uncommon thing to see in other, you know, I'll go either way with the board. It's after April 15th right now, and, you know, maybe I'll come by November 1st and see what's going on. But,
Okay.
I'm looking at
I would,
excuse me.
yeah,
I'm looking at the application, you wrote 11 to 3 in the application, or in the letter from Mr. Fermani, you wrote 11 to 3. But you're talking, what, 9 to 5?
Yeah, I thought,
Just to give
to be,
them freedom.
yeah, set
Yeah,
up
because I didn't know if
time.
it'd be 11 to 2, 10:30, 2:30,
Yeah,
3.
okay.
I just want to see how it
might
goes.
vary.
and-
I just want it to be reasonable, 9 to 5 seems
number 5.
common hour.
Number 5, we only allowing an open flag. What if there is a lean-to menu sitting next to the vehicle?
It's a sign.
I know it's a sign,
Yeah.
that's why I want to
Okay,
discuss
well,
it.
we could add a menu board or something like that, is that what they call those?
Sure.
Menu board. Open flag, comma, menu board,
Okay, that's fair.
Like you'd be able to let people know what they're buying.
Right.
yes,
If we end up with 6-foot separation again, it'd be nice to have a little bit larger than, you
right,
know.
yep.
Right.
So open
Maybe a graph
flag,
sheet or something behind you in the truck.
menu
Thank you,
board,
and a
yep.
menu board, thank you. And we won't tell you how big it has to be or anything like that.
Okay.
It just
Working on
can't
that.
block the road.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Other thoughts?
One thing I didn't want to haunt us, and when I wrote this, I had in mind that Mr. Fermanian said that you could go up to the edge of the grass on that residential
Yes.
lot, because he owns that property as well.
Mhm.
So I don't want the side setback to haunt us. So I'm wondering if we should strike side setback for this particular lot.
I think it's plenty fine, leave it the way it is.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Because if we pull it 25 feet,
We're not going to go and enforce it anyway, the side setback, just leave it and then go.
if we pull it further, it could be,
Because we
it'll
just-
conflict with traffic.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of
The
traffic
s-
safety.
Yeah, the side, getting it to the side of the parking lot with a grassy area behind it, the discussion about possible tables and stuff like that, if they
Yeah.
have a friendly neighbor,
Yep,
okay?
okay.
She's very friendly. I met her today.
Hmm.
She's very nice.
Okay,
I just want to be sure that after she's established the truck there, that we're not going to get any blowback from someone, hey, you didn't meet the side setback. It's not likely, but, you know what I mean?
Where is it again? Where is it again? Mark?
It's just number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
So the mobile food operation must be located on the lot so as to meet all required, and then come the words front, side, and rear.
Setback.
Yard setback. I mean, maybe it just should be front and rear, just because, you know, we know in this specific case,
not
we have
gonna-
permission
We have
from.
another issue here.
What's that?
We're not enforcement for number 2.
Oh, we're not?
No. The building inspector is.
Oh,
So I
it's
don't
not
know
up
if
to
we
us.
can
We can drop it.
rule, I don't think we have the authority to rule that she cannot comply with the side setback.
Hmm?
Without going to the Board of Appeals and the building.
Oh, I see.
it's
Okay.
not in
It
our
might
bailiwick.
sound nice,
Okay.
but I don't think it's our authority.
So should it be here at all?
Yes, it should be that
Yes,
it complies. I believe, because I don't-
Even though
Okay.
we
we
don't
know
have the
it,
authority to waive it,
we know it doesn't comply.
but we don't know.
We don't know.
She
We
can
do.
place it so it does comply. She can just put it where it belongs. and
Yeah,
not
yeah,
push it
yeah.
back.
I didn't think the lot was that wide, okay.
But I don't, Mr. Chair, you agree?
I do agree.
We don't have the authority to waive that, I don't think.
I would like, I believe leaving it in the way it is makes the
It's
most
better.
sense.
Okay.
Any other comments?
And we're going to add menu board to number 5, where it's under the.
Correct.
Right, okay, that
Yeah.
sounds fair.
And one thing that came up when we were dealing with some of the utility things is we have a list of general conditions that go with all site plans. Again, most of these are for new construction. And I've already picked out which ones I think do not apply to this sort of thing, but I wanted to circulate this with the board too while we're discussing conditions. These are the generic general conditions that would apply to any site plan that we will see. So if you just circle, I'm just gonna mention the ones that I think do not apply at all. So I'm
I
not
wrote
gonna
them,
read
so I'm gonna
this.
read 'em.
Number
Figured you
one,
did.
number one, I believe, does not apply
Okay,
because there are no general notes. There's no
okay,
engineered plan. Number 5 doesn't apply.
great.
They don't need a water supply permit. Number 9 doesn't apply, the state building code.
Thank you.
Number 10, there's no construction.
Does not apply, okay.
Number 11,
Does not apply.
and number 12 does not apply.
Yep. Number 13 does apply.
Litter and debris, well, yeah, remove litter, you know, that's, I'm sure you would have done that anyway, but that's something that's in there.
Great, thank you.
So this is right out of the approval for the utility company?
Yes,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
I think.
So
I
what
got
we
it from
just did-
Tanya.
Excuse me?
That's the one I just grabbed, I think it's Catania's spot.
So,
I grabbed that.
if I may paraphrase quickly
Yeah,
what we just
Catania's
did.
on West River.
We have general conditions for a site plan approval
Got it.
that I have to go through, and this requires, it's everything. We talk about all the detail. You can do no substantial modification, additions, substitutions, alterations, or any changes shall be made to the plans. Doesn't really apply, she doesn't have plans, but that's okay.
Well,
Unauthorized deviations from the,
She does have-
yes.
Yeah.
So
Well,
number
yeah.
2, number 3, unauthorized deviations from the approved site plan may result in the planning board seeking the issuance of a cease and desist. So if the trailer becomes twice as big, twice as wide, and twice as high, and you have 2 signs, we might have to tell you to stop.
Okay,
We might just ask you to remove the second sign, but,
okay,
and if it goes well, we're happy and we'll work that out in the future.
okay.
Number 4 is you'll apply with all applicable state and local laws. Number 5, I'm not going to explain any of that. It's okay with you. Number 6, the applicant shall provide the building inspector and the planning board office the same name, address, so we can get a hold of you if we need to.
Mhm.
Number 7, members or agents of the planning board shall have the right to enter the site at any time to gather all information, measurements, photographs, okay. If we end up in a situation where we're arguing with each other, we typically use this.
Okay,
It gives us a right to come in and take a look. Number 8, the applicant, and there may be other reasons, but I'm just going to quick paraphrase on it so you understand what's
Should we
going on.
cancel out?
Sorry?
Cancel it.
8's out, 9 is out, 10 is out. So 13, litter and debris in the access road, landscape and buffer area shall be removed daily to maintain a neat and orderly appearance. We had that discussion while we were on the sidewalk. Any of those make you upset?
no,
Thank you.
So you want to just type an abbreviated version of this?
Oh, yeah, I'll type up and we'll
Put it as
prepare
part
a
of
new
the
one
approval.
with it. So any motion to approve would include the special conditions as written or as modified with the menu board. And
Yeah.
general conditions as amended by the planning board at the May 9th meeting.
Okay, you guys ready for me to make a motion?
There's a copy of
Well,
some. Yes,
yeah.
please.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Any further
Oh.
discussion?
Why are we doubling up on the Board of Health regulations? Do we need to, for number 1 and number 3? Like,
Number 1, we deleted, right? From
What,
this.
so the general?
Oh, you mean the
No,
special
we went back
conditions?
to
Special.
Oh,
Special.
back to
Back to
I was say, I
special.
usually put them in
Okay.
everything just because people don't always go from one permit to another.
I think you have to have it, don't you?
Yeah, well, number 1, we didn't know coming
Conditions.
into this meeting that Elizabeth would have received her Board of Health, Neshoba Board of Health approval yet.
okay.
I did
I mean,
not.
that second sentence seems extra beyond our reach.
Yeah, if you want to delete that altogether?
But it was
I mean,
the only the reason why sometimes I would go in, and
You'd
not necessarily in
rather
this
keep it?
case, but
Okay.
just to carry and make it more uniform. If I'm building something and then I turn around and sell it, I might not pass along
Yeah.
the permit from the SHOA or the permit
Yeah.
from the board of the planning board, but it's written in one of, you know, if it's continuous and it's written in
Mhm.
all of the approvals, if someone didn't pass on all the pieces of paper, it's in there. So if for some reason Elizabeth just had this one, she knows, oh, we have to apply with what Neshoba had, oh, wait, let me find Neshoba's, or if someone came on site and
Okay.
asked. That's the reason why we do that, because people don't always carry 5 permit applications.
Yeah, I appreciate that, makes good
Okay.
sense. Thank you. The plan, number 6, the planning board shall, are we required to do this? Are we, or is
We
is
do
it-
this for certain instances.
is it
I
may?
thought that because mobile food establishment
I would just suggest that the
establishments are
planning board
new
may conduct.
type of thing for us, that
I would consider may to be friendly.
may.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do
Move to
May.
change the word shall to may.
Yep.
I need a second.
Seconded.
Move to second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Okay, Mark, where are we on your
Uh,
comments?
I think unless you have anything to add for the special conditions, I think
Okay.
we're pretty set. I don't,
I'd like to strike number 7.
strike number 7? Oh, yeah, which, well, 7 doesn't really,
Under special
that's only if we
conditions.
had something else.
That's right.
But I can't think of everything, so I know.
That's okay.
That's why.
I think this is, honestly, I think this is a really good start.
Okay.
It provides a service in that area, and it starts us off. Like everything that's new, we're gonna find bumps in the road, guys. Hopefully not. Any further discussion? Any questions from the public? I don't think anybody's here for this.
I got just one
Yeah,
final-
go ahead, Mr. Diskin.
So just to double check with you, Mark, we're done with the special conditions, I wanna go back to the general conditions. So it
Sure.
looks like we're gonna continue to include number 2, 3, and 4, and then all the way back down to 13.
2, 3, 4, 6, 7 as well.
6, 7, excuse me. Okay,
Yes.
that's good, that's what I wanted to go over again. Okay, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 6, 7,
7.
and 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve the site plan for a mobile food operation to be operated by Elizabeth Hamilton at 0 Littleton Road with the special conditions as presented by the town planner and amended by the board at this May 9th, 2022 meeting, and the general conditions as discussed and amended by the airplane board on May 9th, 2022.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations,
Yay.
Grateful Dog, and thank you for your
Thank you
patience.
very
I
much.
have
Thank
to
you very
say
much.
What a long, strange trip
Yeah.
it's been.
That was very
Did you
appropriate.
notice?
Very appropriate.
This is a
Oh,
Garcia
yeah.
tie.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I broke out of my
Nice.
yellow. I broke out of my yellow and blue mode to wear this. Just for
Look
this
at
evening.
that. I'm
That's
impressed.
special. Thank you
it's
very
also-
much for everything. I appreciate it. Yes.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yep.
When do you think you'll be open?
Monday.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm hoping, yeah, I
Well,
mean,
we're taking a field trip.
Terrific.
yeah, I have some loose ends I have to tie up. Now that everything's official, I wanted to wait before I went a little bit further, so definitely by Monday.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
If you have any trouble with Mark, let us know. Okay.
Okay. He's been helpful too.
And so why don't we close that, please?
I'd like to make a motion that we close the public hearing for the mobile food operation by Elizabeth Hamilton at 0 Littleton Road.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I like.
That's unanimous.
No, you're good.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. See you soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
next on our agenda, discussion for Pleasant Street Extension guardrail plans. I'm assuming everybody in the room is here for this item? Fantastic. Thank you for coming. I will ask you, we're gonna, as a general policy, when we go through this, if you choose to speak, just let us know what your name is and what your address is, and we're gonna keep it civil. Fair enough? Thanks. Do you want, how do you want, do you want Mr. Van Schalkwyk to give us a
That might be,
background?
yes. Okay.
Go ahead.
Want to do the letter into the record?
I think we're gonna do the whole thing, but let's let Mr. Van Schalkwyk,
Okay.
this came through his office at DPW.
Yep.
Hey Dan, good evening.
Hi, good evening, and for those out there who don't know, I'm Dan Van Scalpik, the DPW director. Yeah, so I was contacted by a resident, Jana Kearns, about a rusty rail out at Pleasant Street Extension. I hadn't been out there in a while. So I went to see what she was talking about, and it was the Corten steel guardrail that we've gotten to known through this inquiry. And so I reached out to CJ to ask him why the Corten steel guardrail was installed as opposed to the wooden guardrail, which was shown on the approved subdivision plans. And he indicated the former director had given him a verbal approval to do so. And I checked with the former director, who was actually still working with us at the time, and he does not remember doing such a thing. And there was nothing in writing that CJ provided.
Okay.
So that's what I stood with him, and I told him I wouldn't recommend doing street acceptance to the planning board if it wasn't the wooden guardrail, which I kind of look at it as it's like installing Cape Cod berm instead of granite curb. You know,
Mhm.
they're giving you the Chevy instead of the Cadillac. You know, it looks really nice. It's great for the town. You know, just if I was a townsperson, I would prefer to have a nicer looking subdivision. And so that's why I sent the letter to
And it exists in the
CJ.
detail of the plans.
Correct.
It is in the
Okay.
plans.
Yeah, so then I sent the letter to CJ, and he replied and indicated he would be willing to speak to the planning board about it, but I don't know where he is tonight, but anyways.
Yeah.
So that's in a nutshell what happened. So I know also the residents have sent me a letter, which I believe got to the board,
Yes.
and it was signed by several residents in the area, essentially just requesting the wooden guardrail be installed.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to, since you just referred to the letter, I'm going to ask the clerk to read the letter. And the reason we do things verbally is because it has to be in a record that's verbal
Yep.
in Massachusetts. I'm just letting the crowd know what's going on. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a letter dated April 10th, 2022, directed to the Department of Public Works, to the attention of Dan Van Skalkwyk, who is, of course, the Director of Public Works. Dear Dan, we, the undersigned, comprising all the residents of the new extension to Pleasant Street, which is part of the Riley Jane Farm residential subdivision, unanimously call upon the town of Ayer and its Department of Public Works to demand that the subdivision be completed strictly in accordance with the definitive plan approved by the Ayer Planning Board on July 7th, 2016. It has come to our attention that CJ Moore has asked for an exemption to avoid having to install a wood-style guardrail that conforms with the specifications shown on sheet C92 of the approved plans. Instead, he intends to make the rusty highway guardrail that is currently in place permanent. To support his claim, he has made unsubstantiated allegations of a verbal agreement with the previous director of the Department of Public Works. We strongly urge the town to deny him an exemption from the approved plans. The existing highway guardrail has no place in a residential area. Keeping it in place would permanently mar the appearance of the neighborhood, adversely affect property values, and present a safety hazard to the local children. Granting Mr. Moore his request would harm the long-term well-being of our community for his short-term expediency. We know that the Department of Public Works' current position is to deny Mr. Moore's exemption. We exhort you not to give in to his request and stand ready to take further action if he insists on reneging on his commitments to the community. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Please do not hesitate to contact Yana Kurz with any questions at 617-510-2822, and the signatories include Charlotte and Macon Ward of 120 Pleasant Street, Jeremy Colazzo and Laura Castillo of 121 Pleasant Street, Tabitha Cunua and Francis Mungay of 122 Pleasant Street, Laura and Nicholas Newman of 123 Pleasant Street, and Yana and Andre Kurz of 124 Pleasant Street. And my apologies if I mispronounced anyone's name.
Thank you, thank you, Jonathan. Okay, you did invite Mr. Moore. Okay.
He did give an email reply to me, and he also CC'd
Okay.
Mark and yourself. I don't know
Please.
if you want me to read it or to get it in. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Oh.
No, of course. Can you read that in Dan's? Can you read that in Dan's voice, please?
You want me out of-
Okay, so this is this is an email from CJ Moore to Dan Van Skalkwyk, dated Monday, April 11th, 2022 at 8:01 a.m. regarding the guardrail and Pleasant Street extension. Good morning. There was a conversation with the former superintendent. We discussed the use of the corten steel guardrail instead of the galvanized steel to have less of an industrial look. I do not believe there are any written agreements as to which type of guardrail is used on a town road. Although the approved subdivision plan calls for wooden guardrail, Dan, you noted in your letter that the current installed rail meets regulatory crash requirements. The wooden guardrail was put on the plan because typically it is a more economical option opposed to steel. We use a similar or equal product to meet the regulatory crash requirements. So other than one resident saying it's not aesthetically pleasing, I'm not sure why we need to replace it. When it comes to aesthetics, installing a wooden guardrail on that type of radius would be very difficult to do with many cut angles as it goes around the retention area. It will not flow with the curbing as the steel does. I would think this is less aesthetically pleasing. I do not think that when the trees are planted and the final pavement curbing and grades are done, the current guardrail will be such an eyesore as one resident is calling it. I am more than happy to meet with the planning board to discuss on site if you would like, or attend the next meeting. Thank you, CJ Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Pence.
CJ Moore was made aware of one of the planning board meets, I presume.
Mark?
I do not know.
Mark says yes.
I think so, yeah.
Think,
I mean, he was in, you want me to go check my emails? But,
Yes.
okay.
all right.
You're required to post it in any place.
Yeah, well, you would think you would have been notified, I guess, and
Mhm.
that doesn't.
Okay. Any discussion from the board? I'd like to open up to public comment also.
Yes, please.
Why don't you guys want to, any discussion from nobody from the board first?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
For the more technically aware people. In the email, the part, or actually maybe Dan, I could even be asking you, but the idea that it a wood rail can't handle the curve, is that something in your experience you feel accurate or valid?
I think it is probably what he says, it would get more complex around the curve, because
Right.
with steel, you could give it a nice bend.
Right.
But with wood, you're probably gonna have to make
it's
more cuts
done.
and potentially more posts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would, it'd be a little more complex, but you can still do it.
And
Yeah.
it is done. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and we have examples of wood guardrails elsewhere in town.
Yes.
Mhm.
You see.
Okay.
Awesome.
Other questions from the board?
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, no, you first, Nathan.
Dan, the letter says that, you said that the guardrail is, the existing guardrail that's in there now is crash worthy. Was that a statement to, for the safety and not for the approval of what's there? You're just,
That's
were you just
correct.
saying
Yeah.
this is good for now and it's not a safety issue as you continue construction?
That's correct, yes, yeah, it does meet safety requirements, crash test requirements, yeah.
It did
Right.
be
As a-
through the chair, to Dan, we're not contending that the wood guardrail did not meet safety regulations, we're just saying that the other one does. They're equivalent, am I correct in saying that?
That's right, yeah,
There's no real improvement by going to steel from wood, based
Right.
on this design we submit.
correct, yeah, they both pass the Mass DOT crash
Okay.
standards,
There's no
so,
standing in the remark that it's a better alternative for safety.
correct, right.
Please.
I'm sorry, Nathan.
You're done.
Ken.
No,
Jonathan.
So, I just want to just put this out there. One is that presumably Mr. Moore agreed to the site plan that he presented. I mean, it's his site plan that we approved, and it did say wood. And I'd feel very differently about it if we had received a different letter from the residents saying, oh, we're happy with this. We're happy with this deal. Then I would say, fine, we could look toward, waiving that part of the site plan. But the reality is that, no, all the residents dislike this. It is not what they bought into, and it's not what's on the site plan. And I defer to their judgment about what's aesthetically pleasing, because they're the people living there.
so yeah, I think the letter from the residents is great. We're glad to hear from the residents. We are concerned with aesthetics as well as safety. But I think there's a clarification that needs to be made. We're not aware of any exemption that Mr. Moore has asked for. I'm not aware of any exemption that's been made to the planning board.
Yeah.
And in the event that there were an exemption made through the DPW director, I'm not sure the DPW director would be authorized to do it on his own without coming to the planning board for a change or amendment to the plan. So there's really no solid standing that the wood should not be installed. I don't think it's, it should have been a wood guardrail right from the get-go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is
May I ask-
anyone else aware of any, there's been no communication that's come in that said he's requested a change or anything like that? No.
I'm not aware of anything.
Only the letter that was sent to me, I have the email.
Right, yeah, so there was, that email he sent to me
email.
with a follow-up
Right.
indicating he'd be willing to come to a meeting and discuss it.
Okay. Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Andre Gorse, 124 Pleasant Street.
I'm gonna ask you a favor.
Yes.
Excuse me. Hey, Barry, is that microphone on?
Yeah.
Yes. That's so it gets recorded and people can hear you.
Okay.
Not to make you feel nervous.
Sure. I'm Andre
Thanks.
Gorse,
Yep.
124 Pleasant Street. Yana Gorse is my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And the mention of an exemption is my wife contacted Mr. CJ Moore directly, and he claimed that he requested an exemption from the Department of Public Works. So we're basically reflecting his own words in the letter about the
Thank you.
exemption.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, any further comments from the board at this point?
Anybody else in the public?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna get
Oh,
there.
sorry.
I've only been doing this about 4 years
I
now,
know.
okay?
Good, good. All right.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public would like to stand up and add to the hearing? This is your chance. It's not a function of piling on. If you want to make a comment or two, if we haven't covered something, by all means. No? Okay, thank you. You guys are so tough. I have forgotten about the public in the past, in all honesty.
Usually on Zoom though.
Usually on Zoom, exactly, because on Zoom, I can't see everything. Okay, great. Are we at a point where we want to,
Any comments from the board?
would you, if we have, is there another, I believe there's another comment from a board member.
You needed to be asked.
Okay, so for clarification, I think I asked Mark when this came up if there was the final letter for surety, how much surety was being held on the project at this point in time, and the clarification on the surety.
We
Just to
don't,
indicate to the public that we hold money back until the project is 100% complete.
and I gave you my copies of the letters from this morning,
Okay.
okay?
I don't think there was anything left.
If I remember the last letter from Mr. Wetzel to us, there was an amount of money that is equal to roughly 66,100 and something. Don't quote me on the dollars and cents part, on the right-hand side of the comma.
Yes, that's what I found in our records.
Yeah, exactly.
DPW
There
records.
was a request to the proponent to make a deposit to bring the total number up to that number. That's what the math in that letter states.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't given you the copy of the letter this afternoon, because it didn't make its way back. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Dan, thank you.
It's got my notes.
So I believe we
Ignore.
have,
I'm just gonna write the date so I can try to find that.
you can have this back, Mr.
Sure.
Buzzcopley. Yeah, so really what it came down to is based on site work status of February 1st, 2021. This is in a letter dated March 4th, 2021,
Yeah.
that from Mr. Wetzel to the planning board.
Right.
Site work under contract was $58,277. Trees and site restoration had $5,000 in the account. There's a 5% contingency for $3,165, added up to $66,442. Currently, town is an escrow that developed of approximately $41,440.35, and so a request was made to the proponent at the time to replenish the account with $25,000 in cash to bring it up to $66,442. I do not know from the treasurer if that actually happened or not, but I believe we have $66,442 in surety right now in cash from Mr. Moore. That's in the town's possession. Mr. Vanscalco and I were talking about this earlier today. It's difficult in today's building climate to ascertain if that's enough money to build this. We were chatting about it briefly, and Dan was going to try and look into it, but I don't think that was probably not possible.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get any good numbers that quick on the unit prices, especially like with the fluctuations right in steel
Exactly.
and wood,
Yeah.
everything. But
So it sounds to me like, with that piece of information, just put it aside for a moment, the board expects the project to be completed with the details that are in the plan. That detail was all circulated to all of you earlier this week. On page C 9.2, the section that we highlighted in yellow in the middle that shows wooden posts, wooden rail with steel plate backing and steel bolts on it, which I believe is the one that Mass DOT approves.
yeah,
Okay. Any further questions? Any further comments?
Is there an action that this board can take, Mark?
Boy, well, it's in the plan, there's a wooden guardrail. So unless the planning board waives it, that's the expected construction.
Okay.
perhaps write a letter.
We could
yeah,
write
so-
a letter reiterating that.
Yeah.
So I would
All right.
entertain a motion that the planning board write a letter to Mr. Moore explaining that we have every expectation that the guardrails be completed as in the details in the plans. Also, the town has not accepted the road, and the road acceptance does not exist. Well, this is a barrier to the road being accepted by the town.
Okay.
So I believe we still have some roads in town we haven't accepted for many years, unfortunately, for other reasons, but.
Right, there are some that have fallen through the cracks.
But also, but in this case, we also hold a fair amount of his coin and surety deposit.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion that the board direct our town planner to address a letter to C.J. Moore, reiterating our insistence that the site plan be followed, including the fulfillment of the wooden guardrail as described in the site plan, and that the failure to fulfill the obligations as stated in the site plan will interfere with the town's acceptance of the street and our ability to release remaining surety.
Seconded.
Any discussion?
I just have to let you know, Mr. Chair, that I'll have to abstain because I have a conflict with another Moore project.
Okay.
So,
You've got your finger in everything. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. Moved and seconded. No further discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstention?
one.
Thank you, Mr. Diskin. To the neighbors, we've done what we can do. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We do appreciate it.
Thank
And we really do.
And for showing up tonight.
Yeah, for always for showing up. Thank you. Dan, can I ask you one question?
Sure.
And I'm not going to hold you to this, okay? It's been a while since I was actually involved in this plan coming forward. When I was on the planning board years ago now, it turns out. Is there a utility easement that runs towards the rail trail up there?
Yes, there is. Yeah, there's a water line easement, and we have a project, the town does. So the subdivision was required, the Moores, to install a water main to the property line through a cross-country easement to the National Grid power lines. And then from there, we are in the process of creating an easement under the rail trail and the National Grid power lines. We already have one on the third property.
Okay.
And the rail trail takes a lot more work. It's Article 97 land, so it's going through a state legislature vote at this point. But anyways, there is an easement to make a cross-country water connection for a loop.
Is that
over to the
typically a
original.
20-foot easement on the surface?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but you have to have utilities coming into your properties, and so it comes from the rail trail going over. Also, I was a member of this, I was a part of the discussions many, many years ago, long before the lots were even laid out, to be honest with you, and for the buildings were decided upon, that these easements exist. The town has them all over the place. One of the things we've been trying to do, and I'm not asking you to decide this now, it's a yes, not a yes/no question, but we often use those easements as access across properties. In other words, you can get to the high school walking on easements across developments we have here in town. So I just want to make you all aware of that. We're a complete streets community, which is also in our master plans to tie things together. And that was in the original discussions of the plans many, many moons ago. I hope I'm not giving you bad news about this, but I just want to let you know that I couldn't get to our plans because we are voting tomorrow. And our plans are stuck in behind all the voting machines and we can't touch them. So, but I wanted to, I thank you for remembering that, because that's what I was going to ask you today when we were talking earlier, is where is the cross-country easement there? Because I think it goes across National Street Extension and Riley Jane. That's not the same one.
You guys,
No.
you guys know where that extension is, the residence of the, you know where the house where the guardrail ends, on the guardrail that's outside, okay? The house to the left of that, I believe is between those two houses.
Yeah. But just so you know, there's
first
an,
is-
right here.
yeah.
Not the first and second house, but the second and third house.
Oh, if you can see
You
it,
can see the dash
The rail
lines.
trail, like
Yeah.
the two that are on the side of the rail trail.
It's like a, it's gonna go right across,
think it's-
under
I think
the
he's
rail
talking about
trail,
this
to the
one.
street on the
There's a
other
water
side, that's
line.
where the water's gonna be looped
Oh, you got it.
around. To get a,
That's the dash line.
the idea was when that subdivision was built, that that would be a dead-end water line, and that wasn't very acceptable. So the easement was created to
It's like
loop
straddles
the
a
water
lot
to
line,
another
and it's
street
not
so that
that
water
wide.
would be clean, basically to keep moving, not a dead end at the end of Pleasant Street.
water service, if you turn your hose on, cap it on one end and fill it with water and see what happens after a while to the water in the end of your hose. Very similar things happen to water services to buildings. So we always try and build in a loop so the water continuously moves through the loop. So when they flush the hydrants, we're pulling stuff out of it, okay? But some of the residents over there will be impacted by the easement. Really what it comes down to is you can't build on the easement because should we ever have to get into the ground, to work on the water line, you can't have something there.
And we can see all that, we just look at the site plan, right?
It should be on the site plan, yes.
Subdivision plan.
Sorry?
Just to be, it's the subdivision plan.
On the subdivision plan, yes.
Just, so no one's calling, asking for a site plan, it's actually a subdivision.
So, just want to make you aware of it. It's not bad news. Every single division in the world has these things. Just knowing about it now is easier than finding out after you've erected a shed on it or done something like that. Thanks,
Yeah,
Dan.
easier for
Can
us
you see
too,
how much
thanks.
you've got of the small stuff that you've got there?
This, yeah, I can't tell which lots it's
I thought it was
between,
either
but
the first and the second lot or the second.
We have a complete.
it's the
we have
first
a-
and the second lot on the left side of the circle.
Yeah.
I don't know, it doesn't show in here with the
But
house
when
numbers.
and if these,
Yeah, no.
that project becomes live, you'll have to notify them because you're gonna have to get equipment across there, right?
Correct,
Right.
right, yeah, when we go to construction, yep.
We didn't require monuments or anything. There's no boundaries on that one, I don't believe. Because there was no conservation land monuments required,
For that easement.
as I recall.
Yeah,
Not
I'll
for
have to
these.
look
Didn't
at
they
it.
leave a big, like a 4x4 stake? They ran the line out to the field.
You know, the water main,
Isn't there a stake there in the field?
that probably is, usually when we cap it and we know we're gonna go
Yeah,
back, we
I
leave a
thought
mark.
I'd never seen one
Yeah, like
recycled
that,
there.
yeah.
So we brought out about, I don't know, 100 feet, something like that.
Yeah. And the construction process won't be extremely intense, it's gonna be horizontal directional drilling, so we're not gonna have dump trucks and loaders and excavators, and it'll just be,
I see some concerned looks. Horizontal directional drilling, they take a machine, they put it here, it goes under, and it drills horizontally to the other point, and they can actually control it from above. So you got a guy walking around with a thing in his hand, you wonder what he's doing? He's actually controlling the depth and direction of the drill bit. And they just add sections to it as it goes underneath. It's a phenomenal way of not having to trench everything. And around here, it's sandy soil. It's
yeah. So when we get to that point, there'll be notifications of
Yeah.
this and stuff.
notifications coming to you guys.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd
Maybe
use this
this
time
year,
while you're
hopefully.
here to inform you that the horrible DPW is going to show up and actually make your life better.
Yeah.
Anything else on this one?
Just a quick question. In terms of timelines, is there any sort of deadline for, the project to be completed?
It's a great question.
I have heard that he wants to go for street acceptance in the fall, so that's what
So-
I've heard, but other than that,
So the process for street acceptance.
yeah.
Streets have to be built to the DPWs and the town standards. Large trucks have to be able to use them, they gotta be a certain width, things like that. Radiuses on turns, curbing's gotta be, and all that stuff's gotta be done. Once a street acceptance is applied for, the DPW goes out and makes a recommendation. Accept it or don't accept it. Town of Ayer accepts streets in town meeting. That's why Dan says in the fall, we have 2 town meetings every year, one in April, one in October. We do all the money stuff in April, all the other stuff in October. So he's shooting for Halloween this year to get his money back from the town. And that would be the timeline. It gets a little confusing or hard to predict given the current state of availability of product. We all end up being more patient than we have to be sometimes in these cases.
And Jeff, can I just make a point? In order to go on the warrant for town meeting for street acceptance, there has to be public hearings, I believe, with the planning board and the select board.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's going to be
Quite a process.
That's
It
6
starts-
or 8 weeks prior. So he's going to be coming
Plenty of opportunity to know
Yeah.
about it and express your
in
concerns.
August. You'll know about it.
Right, yes, generally in August, they need to submit to
Yeah.
the select board.
And if you're not familiar with the warrant is the things we will take. A warrant is what we'll pick up, is an article we'll pick up in the town meeting for approval or non-approval, and that gets published. The final copy gets published 3 weeks, roughly. So you'll know by the 1st of
Yeah.
October. But to be honest with you, street acceptance, is there a butter notification for street acceptance?
Yeah, there is.
Yep.
You'll start getting letters. You look at the letter, go, what is this? Actually pay attention to it or call the phone number on it, please. We had a situation years ago where people who were abutting a project that they didn't think they were, but they were the abutters, never called. And then all of a sudden, they wondered why. And they all got those little green cards that Heather was showing. We require return receipt for a butter notification. So you'll get something in the mail saying what it is. Any other questions for now? Okay.
Okay.
Yep. We'll hope it'll go in the right direction. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay, next on our, are you still okay for time?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Stuck with me.
Let's do this. I'm sorry, what, Julia to when?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, great.
You got it.
I thought you had an issue with the kids tonight. Okay. So
Forget
town
that.
planner update.
Who needs that?
Okay. We've been systematically visiting sites that were approved, and the most recent being Shaker Mill Pond subdivision. I'd like to propose the Cataldo site plan on Westford Road as perhaps the next one we might want to visit. It appears that there might be some issues on that property as far as compliance.
Cataldo, you said.
Cataldo.
Yeah, I'm good. You said Cataldo, and I thought the one across the street.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
great, yeah.
Cataldo Landscaping.
Sure.
That business on Westford Road that we approved in
Mhm.
2018, I think.
Okay.
So I will try to contact Mr. Cataldo and we'll hopefully,
Is Thursday mornings working for people?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
well, without being able to get a hold of him, I
Yeah.
don't know if we should set a date.
I just, it seems like Thursdays have been working.
But
We
I
seem-
can try.
we seem to hit,
I'll
yeah,
try for Thursday
if you don't mind.
yes.
And if we could start as close to 9 as possible for the next couple Thursdays, I'd
Yeah,
appreciate it.
sure.
I can be there earlier, 8:30 or 9,
Yeah.
but 9 o'clock would be, for me, I've got something that goes from 7 to 9 on Thursdays.
Okay.
And I'm doing it when I pull up. Fantastic.
You're voicing a concern that Cataldo's is not in compliance with the site plan. Is it kind of you're leaning towards?
It appears that way from driving by, but
Which brings me to the question of, was that site plan required to have a as-built drawing? So there at the end, I think we were doing that. I know since I've been on
Yeah.
board, I've been
I
I
requesting.
will
was
have-
gonna ask that about the Red
I will have to
project,
look
too.
at the approval. I don't have the approval document right here, but.
Because at a minimum, we should be getting that anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
In a moment, I'll talk about how things have been changing since 2017 and how things impact different projects that are coming to conclusion now. And Ken's got a great point in talking about what we have. Okay, what else you got, Mark?
That's it for now. I hope at the next meeting, I'm working on the final touches for the open space residential development regulations and guidelines. I finally figured out how to change a PDF so I can make some graphic changes.
Okay.
So I will get that to everybody so we can talk about it at the next meeting.
Fantastic. Meeting minutes for April 26th. Thank
I
you
made
again.
everyone's changes.
Sorry?
I made both of your changes.
Yeah, I saw those. Thank you very much, Jonathan. I just was sitting on my computer late at night and I opened them up and I saw one thing and I go, okay, I'm gonna read these. So, can we get a motion, please?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes as amended for the April 26, 2022 Ayer Planning Board meeting.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous.
Okay, that's all right.
And here is a signed copy for you.
Oh, thank you. I apologize that I have meeting schedules still on the agenda. I don't think we really need to
That's
discuss
okay.
it unless you want to cancel the next meeting.
No worries. We'll get there in a second.
Okay.
Administrative announcements, meeting scheduled, and we're at, yeah, it's down below. Meeting scheduled because we had to, that was last agenda. We had
Yeah,
to
I
reschedule this
apologize, yeah.
evening. And I appreciate everybody being available tonight. It's very helpful. Old business and new business.
Do we have stuff on the next meeting that we need to, if we're looking at the meeting schedule anyway?
We'll talk about that in a moment if you don't mind.
Okay.
Old business and new business. Mr. Diskin, do you have anything you'd like to discuss with old and new?
I'll pass tonight. Nothing.
Okay. Okay. Nothing nothing, I've got nothing burning right now. You did get the minutes from our last walkthrough?
I did. They're in the thing.
Good,
Yeah,
okay.
everybody has a copy of them.
Okay, great. What I've been doing is just, excuse me, yeah, in a second, John. What I've been doing is after the walkthrough, yeah, I've just been sitting down at my computer and just very quickly, who met where and what we accomplished, and if anything took place. So they're here. Do we need to actually approve these at some point? Or incorporate them into the minutes of the next meeting?
I would think so, yes.
Okay,
We did that with the last site visit.
okay. So do we need to take an action on this?
My suggestion is that we put this and anything you did for the Ayer project together
Hmm?
and include it with the next set of minutes, since we just
Perfect.
voted on the
I
other
like
side.
that idea.
All right.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and what I'll do is, I've been sending them to Heather and Mark. What I'll probably do is, I'll just send them out to everybody next time.
It violates meeting law, you can't do that.
Not even as an informational?
Correct, it has to go, it's just easier, because
Got it.
it's so easy for someone who gets it from you to hit reply all, and then it becomes a
Got it.
meeting law discussion. So
Yeah.
to bypass all that, if you'd like it, to send it to either me or Mark, and then redo it, and then there's no issue.
Perfect, absolutely
Because
fine.
people have a tendency to hit that reply all button, and if it does come from it
Yeah.
opens that up.
No,
It just
I'm
makes
I'm
it
good with
easier.
that. To be honest with you, I have always sent it to the planner or
Yeah.
the planning board office because I don't know why. I just do it that way.
Yeah, it just, it
I got
makes it
something
easier
right.
not to fall in that loop.
I found enough. The blind squirrel found enough.
There you go.
Go ahead. Mr. Kranich, you have something to
I
comment on?
just wanted to let my colleagues know that the CPTC, who has sponsored some education for us in the past, just recently released an email announcing a workshop regarding master plan formation. I just wanted you to be aware of it. I personally am not going to attend only because so many years, we're not close to it yet. When we get closer, I'll attend because I know that by the time we actually get to it, I will forget everything I would have learned in 2022. So, but I just thought I'd share the information in case you're curious about what that process looks like. CPTC will discuss it. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other news about planning? Fantastic. The last question I had was upcoming meetings. Julie asked about that. So on our radar, Stratton Hill is coming back. They're going to start with a preliminary. My understanding is they're going to start with a preliminary. It looks similar. We do not have a copy of it. Some of the people in our office have seen it, and they described it this way. It looks very similar with some shorter driveways, and we're still talking mid-30s for numbers of lots. I don't believe they gave you a, did they tell you the exact number, or they said about?
35.
Yeah,
So
35.
exact.
Or somewhere between 32
It's
and
actually
39.
the same.
Yeah,
And
okay.
They were proposing June 28th is the opening,
So that'll be the second
meeting of June.
the second meeting of June, so that's 3 meetings away. Anything else come in that you're aware of or coming in between now and May 24th?
No, and we'd miss any deadline, so the only thing that would come in that'd be able to be acted on by the planning board would be an A&R.
Okay, thank you.
Just
Yes?
a clarification, they have to do the abutter notifications for the next meeting, right? Because we use this.
For
Stratton Hill?
preliminary, I don't believe they
Oh,
need
for
to
the
have
preliminary,
any,
that's right, thank you.
they don't believe they
That's
need to
right.
do anything for a
Okay.
preliminary.
I just for the video recording, June 28th, tentatively, is what we understand Stratton Hill's coming back, because I know that there are going to be many people in the community who will be profoundly interested in this
Yeah.
meeting.
Well, the preliminary meeting, just for clarification, they should also be having preliminary meetings within town hall, with the group in town hall, even before they come to the planning board. You've already had that, is what you're saying, or you'll have it soon.
Land use, the
Yeah.
land use meeting, yes, I will invite them to the one in June before.
I think the first thing on the agenda.
We need the plans to actually be submitted so that we can discuss it. But yes, we will, I anticipate they'll be filing in early June, so we will have the plan set and we can hold the land use meeting like June.
Preliminary plans
June
just
15th.
basically just show the lots.
Right,
There's
I-
no
I-
utilities or
I understand what
okay.
you're-
Yeah, yeah.
The way it ended,
So it makes-
if you recall, the way it ended,
discussion
was at
hard.
the point where there was a big discussion going on regarding the conservation analysis.
Yes.
Okay?
Right.
And it was not an agreement. So I think if we go back and look at the steps,
Mhm.
this is conservation analysis on the first step, including the preliminary plan or even before the preliminary plan. So we,
Right.
well, I mean, I've
It
got it
can
right
be,
here. if you want.
usually it's concurrent and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
But-
yeah.
Right.
So I know, I think I know where you're going with this. And where we need to be going with this is this comes to us as an OSRD.
Yes,
Yeah.
Under the OSRD, plan is expected to work as closely as possible with conservation in the beginning of the process. and that maybe, I don't know if they have approached conservation. It's a question we can ask at this point.
Well, we had a little informal meeting, that's why we know the June 28th date.
Right.
And Heather was there and Jess
Heather
was
and
there.
Jessica Gina were there?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I would-
Conservation Commission is aware that the planning board will be starting on June 28th.
Okay.
And the Conservation Commission's role is to get their recommendation on what should be preserved as open space to the planning board, hopefully before the end of the preliminary plan phase.
So we have another opportunity to get it right. Good. Anything that conservation needs? Anything we can provide? Let's do it. I think we're working really good together, guys. It's shifted, seismic shift with conservation, and also DPW and other things. It's worked a great deal. Okay, I have one more thing. If no one else has anything else. Tomorrow is election day. We will have hopefully a newly elected board member tomorrow evening. That puts us in the season of board elections. Please think about that for the next meeting.
Oh, sorry, back to the previous thing. Did you decide on the May 24th meeting if there was going to be one or not?
At this point, you say only thing that
Only
could possibly
an
come
A&R.
through would be an A&R?
Correct.
I have a suggestion.
Yes, please.
I would not be of a mindset to eliminate that meeting. I'd rather have the board study section 10 of the OSRD at the meeting.
That's a good idea.
So we'd have a chance for all of us to talk about and understand the sequence before Stratton Hill actually comes in. I think it's important that we take the time to back check the sequence, because that's what happened the last time. If you recall, they came in with a subdivision plan without going to preliminary, and they're still hung up on the conservation analysis. There's still a big discussion regarding the permit that was issued by the state. I think it's called a conservation management permit, maybe, CMP, something like that.
Yep.
So we need to review that stuff in our minds, is what I'm getting at. And I think
Right.
it'd be wise for us to take the time to do that in a working session, if that's what we call
Yep.
it.
Yeah, we can talk about the regs that will
And the regs.
hopefully supplement that.
That's very good
Once-
timing. If Mark
yes.
gets those regs out,
Yep.
then we'd have to get a legal opinion, I guess, whether, no, we should be good with the regs, right? Because
Right.
they pulled it out, so they're basically starting from scratch again. They
Yes.
withdrew without prejudice.
Without
So
prejudice.
we have a
Correct.
couple of legal things
Yeah.
that we have
Right.
to think about,
Yeah, yeah.
to understand where
Yeah.
we stand. So-
Regulations have to get approved through a public hearing process.
Well, then we should put it.
So if we can
Yeah.
get that
Right
public
on.
hearing posted, because
Right.
it dates back to when that public hearing is held. Before they come through, then they're held liable
Yeah,
to
so we have time to do that, and before June 28th, we have a couple of meetings to do.
Can you
Bless you.
Can you get to the point where you need to be with the OSRD in order to post a meeting on the 24th? 15
You
days
mean
from today.
Regulations?
Yes.
A public hearing?
Yes.
We could.
Good.
If, do we have time for the 24th for a public hearing?
You can do it June 14th. yeah.
I think you'd be better off doing the 14th, because
Okay.
that way you can get legal, you don't want, I feel be premature to have you have that before council's had a chance to review them, because then you might be
Oh, I agree. That's why I'm
All right.
asking the
cashing
question.
them all up.
This is why I'm asking.
But-
So,
Yeah, we've had an internal working group, Ken and Jonathan.
Because then
already.
that buys you another
Yeah,
2
Dan's
weeks.
on it too.
and Jessica Gina.
Jessica Gina.
Right.
And
That was a group,
John.
John Smallenberg.
Thank you.
small number,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
So,
So,
well
right,
represented.
internally, we're all satisfied, I believe, with that draft, but the full
So-
board has not seen it.
So why don't we try and if you can get us a copy as soon as you can,
Yep.
it'd be helpful.
Yep.
I agree with Mr. Ken's approach to sitting down and doing this either with the section 10 we have and any modifications that we might have. We're all big boys and girls. We can run in parallel if there's going to be a slight change along the way, and let's see if we can. Thank you for letting it go.
Oh my goodness.
I got myself in that end. We're all big people, and then let's see if we can't post a hearing for June 14th.
If it is possible, I would appreciate the May date because I will be absent from June 14th. But don't hold up.
Me too.
Okay.
It may be a challenge to get it back from, but yeah.
That'd be fine.
But if we can work in May with the two in parallel and point out the differences since we
Yeah.
have the authors here. That might be very
A
helpful.
pre-reading, I would
Yeah.
like that in May.
Um,
That would be great.
Dramatic reading.
I'll have a conversation.
Do that.
Let's reach out to the chair of the Conservation Commission and see if anybody on the Conservation Commission
Oh, to come
wants
to
to
that
join
meeting.
us
Yes.
at that meeting. Make it a working session.
Okay.
Fantastic. And then the other agenda item for the 24th is board elections.
Yep, I have that now.
Thank you very much.
I think I might even have it drafted already. So I wouldn't forget.
Any,
I want to say that the last thing that the conservation, I'm speaking out of turn here, but I'm thinking that the last thing the Conservation Commission was doing was requesting that the applicant for Strattonville complete a new conservation analysis, that they were questioning
Right.
the original conservation analysis. And the applicant may or may not agree with that analysis, determination.
They're working all that out and we'll let
Yeah,
them do that.
we'll know
We don't-
more on May 24th about the status of that, yes.
Okay.
We didn't completely resolve that in.
Yeah, I think it's best to
informally.
let the commission work that out with
They-
Bob Collins and whatever they can
Yeah.
bring to us.
and they operate on their own timeline, but I think it's really nice that, it would be nice to have us all working from the same playbooks in the beginning of the process.
Well, you're gonna see when Mark shows you the draft of the regulations, rules and regulations for the OSID, you're gonna see the cooperative effort that was put in, including a lot from conservation.
Absolutely.
Excuse
I,
me?
I just said absolutely, there
Yeah.
was a lot of cooperation.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
so the feedback I've gotten
Mm.
is the cooperation's been phenomenal. The scribe skills are amazing. And the other person who's really good at writing, Jonathan keeps that person on their game. And they're very happy
Good.
to have you at the table the entire time.
I'm glad.
Sorry,
That's great.
but you know, Jonathan, you gotta go with it. I mean, the words were,
He's a
oh, I know, he's really good and I really appreciate his careful thinking through. I think those were almost the exact
I'm
words.
gonna just blush here.
No, it's okay. Good luck tomorrow, Jonathan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, appreciate that.
Any further comments before we adjourn?
No.
Motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
It's 8:13. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.